Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Zach. For those of you who don't know, this channel, sometimes I do vlogs, sometimes I do tech videos, uh, stuff like that. I had it was kind of a project, it wasn't really an idea, where I had to remove a background from a photo that I took for a website that I was designing. Um, So basically, this video is going to show you how to easily and quickly remove a background from a photo that you take. We're going to be using Adobe Photoshop for this, just so that you can see which version of Photoshop this is. I am using Adobe Photoshop CC. This is the 2015 1.1 release. So if you're using a different version of Photoshop, it may work, it may not work. But I just wanted to show you guys, that way we know what's going on here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So to start off, I'm going to be using this photo right here. So this is just a photo of a tree. I want to take the background completely out of this photo. Basically, it's going to be the header of a website, and I don't want any background except for the actual tree in that header. So let's go ahead and get started. You can open it and just choose the photo, or you can just drag your photo onto the Photoshop app. I'm using a Mac for this. The steps would be the same for PC or Windows computer. So now that we're in here, we just have our normal setup in Photoshop. Nothing's changed just yet. We're gonna go ahead and first we need to figure out which part of the photo that we're going to remove. In this case, it's going to be the background. As you can see, the background has a few different colors of blue and a few different colors of white. We're going to want to remove all of that. So on the side here in the menu bar, you're going to see a few tools. We're going to select the eraser tool. Now, the eraser tool is actually 3 different tools within itself. So go ahead and click and hold on that tool. Once you've got that done, you'll see a background eraser tool. So go ahead and choose that. Cool. So once you have that eraser tool set, there's going to be a few settings that you have to get right to make this happen the way you want it to. So number one, let's go down here and let's just double click on the actual photo itself. Right now it's configured as a background, which means the layer is locked, which means you can't edit this layer. So let's go ahead and double click it and then just hit OK. Now we have an editable layer. So now that that's done, we can go over here, make sure that this tool's still selected, and then on the top here there's a few different options. Basically all we need to worry about is we need to set the sampling to continuous, which is what this is done over here, and then limits, we'll set it to discontiguous, or however you say that. I don't know why they use such weird words. And then tolerance, we can set that to 50%. Just FYI, this tolerance, the higher the tolerance is set on this setting here, the more colors that are going to be affected whenever you're erasing this background. So for instance, a 5% tolerance would only erase one type of blue, whereas a 50% tolerance would hit many hues of blue. So it just, you may have to adjust the tolerance depending on how many different colors are in your photo. Cool. So that's out of the way. Next thing that we need to do is go ahead and select your photo, so you can zoom in on the photo just a little bit. And then once you have that done, go ahead and hit your option, go ahead and hit your option key, and then you can see a little eyedropper tool pop up. This eyedropper tool is a sampler, so it's going to sample the color that you click on. So while holding option, different key on a Mac, of course, it might be the control key on a Mac, I'm not sure, on a PC. So go ahead and hit option and then click. So now you can see the foreground color is changed to that color we just clicked. So now, right now I have my brush set to like 5,000 pixels. This is just so I can hit a lot at the same time. So this tool is funny, right? So you're not going to click and just drag with this tool. It works a little bit different than that. All you're going to do is find this crosshair right here, you're gonna click it, and then it's gonna erase all the color in the range of your tool that you have. So as you guys can see, my tool's set to pretty large. You can adjust the size of your tool in this top menu right by the brush size. So I'm gonna leave it there, for instance, or for example right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start clicking away on different colors of blue. So as you can see, now that I've clicked away on those colors of blue, this is just basically erasing. So you might notice, if we look up close, that my tree is a little bit affected by this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up, basically undo my actions that I just did, and I'm going to set my tolerance a little bit lower. Let's try 30%. So 30% did a little bit better. It's not affecting it the same way it was before, which is exactly what we want. So you can continue to go through on the different hues of color that we have just normally. And you can see it's removing the background relatively easy. Just a side note, it looks like it's completely clear. One thing that you can do is create another layer on your photo here, and then move that layer below the photo. And then once you've done that, go ahead and select the marquee tool. You can just press M on your keyboard, or you can select the marquee tool here, make sure it's set to rectangle, and then you can just highlight the entire photo, make sure that your new layer is selected, and then go ahead and go to File, or actually Edit, and then Fill, and then set this color to white. We're basically going to fill this with white. That way we can see the background a little bit more clear. And then we're also going to do the same thing one more time, but we're going to set this to black. And the purpose of this is so that we can see what we're doing a little bit easier, a little bit more clear, so we can see different colors on top of this black color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. By default, your layers are stacked, so you're going to have to turn off the white layer if it's on top of your black layer. So go ahead and do that. Boom. So now we can see, right, all of these colors that kind of got missed. So what I'm going to do is find the eraser tool again, make sure it's set to background eraser, and then find those colors. And then make sure that you have your main layer selected. And then find those colors, and then boom. So if we turn off this black, we have our finished product, which is our tree that we wanted to isolate and get on its own. So this could work, you know, with trees, with objects, with people, you know, pretty much anything that you wanted to remove out of the background. This tool can definitely help you do that. So that's going to be the end of this video. I really hope that this video helped you out, because this was something that it's a really easy tool in Photoshop, but a lot of people don't know about it, especially if they're just getting into Photoshop. So yeah, for more videos like this, or for vlogs, or for tech reviews, different stuff like that. Some YouTubers use different channels. I use the same channel. Subscribe to this channel, and you'll see those things pop up when they become available. I really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day. Peace.